Here we go. All right, welcome. We are going to talk about our onboarding process. Oh, I've got lots of things open. Here we go. Okay, can you see my slideshow? Can somebody give me a thumbs up? Thanks, Cal. Awesome. So we noticed a little while back that we needed to upgrade some protocols, some systems, and we're really excited about our new onboarding process, and we just want to make sure you guys are all on the same page. We want you in this process to feel like this is something you would really enjoy doing with your new customers and your new builders, and to not feel like you have to do this because you're on our team. But we do think it will be an incredible experience for all new people if they all experience the exact same steps in becoming either an oil customer or a builder. So if you guys have any questions, maybe just write them down as we go. I'm terrible at checking the chat box and answering questions. I will try, especially in screen share mode. I feel like I don't always see them pop up. So save your questions. We'll have time for questions at the end. If there's something that you need clarification on right away, just unmute yourself and stop me. I'm happy to answer as we go. But yeah, I may not actually see your chat questions. Maybe someone else is on that can answer them for you though, as we're going. So why are we introducing a new process? We were finding that new customers and new builders were getting a bit lost. So there are so many incredible resources in doTERRA, which we're very thankful for, but we're always not really sure, like, what do we send to our people first? And I still get questions like that all the time. What is the thing that I send to somebody who's interested in oils? Like, do you have a book that you give them, or what do I send them? So we know that it can be confusing as to like what documents you would hand out to what kind of people. So we want to, at least for these specific types of people, your new enrollments who are going to be using the oils and your new builders. So we want to get rid of some of the options so that it's not so confusing, and so that we all have the exact same steps to follow. We found without having clear steps that everybody across the board was kind of doing their own thing. And then sometimes people would mention, oh, well, they never told me that. Or this person never introduced me to that concept. Or I didn't even know I had a free ebook or welcome letter or whatever it is. So we want to make sure that everybody's doing the exact same thing, so all of our customers are getting the same benefits. It can be very confusing too if you add them into every single Facebook group that we have for product users. So if you're adding somebody, pick one, okay? When we're talking about your product users, pick one group. If you don't have your own group, add them to one of your uplines group. And I would say add them to your most immediate upline. So if the person right above you has a group, you don't need to be adding them to every single group above them because they might be overwhelmed. If your customer loves Facebook, they're always commenting, they're really engaged, and they're okay with more, you can always add them to more down the road, but pick one, okay? Otherwise, all the notifications just become spam. People just see all these little red numbers and they're like, oh my word, I'm not reading any of them. So we want them to read some things, okay? So pick one. As far as customer or for builders goes, sometimes it's unclear what path we want to take them on for mentoring. And so that has become a problem because if you're not sure how to mentor a new person, sometimes there's no mentoring happening at all. You think, I don't know what to do. I'm just brand new myself. I don't have the experience. I don't have the expertise. I don't fully understand this. I haven't wrapped my head around everything. And so people are kind of maybe not even engaging in that essential business task. If you want your builders to succeed and to be really strong and feel like they have this team collaboration, this access to somebody who's going to be their buddy along the way, they need some guidance. So it's hopefully going to help all of you to feel like you have a tool to launch your people, that you're going to think, okay, this is how I'm going to mentor a new person. Even if you just completed this tool, and I'll talk to you about it in a minute, you'll be able to lead somebody else through it. So you're going to be able to help somebody else do it. So it's awesome. Think of mentoring as taking what you learned from your upline and passing it down to your downline. So you never have to be afraid that you don't know everything. You just take it and duplicate it. Simple, simple. We were also noticing across the team that our retention rate has not been as good as it could be. And of course, we would always say that there's room for improvement until we're at 100%. There's probably always room for improvement. But we know doTERRA's global retention rate is quite high. They would say it's 70 to 75% in doTERRA as a company. People who have placed an order have ordered again within the year. And if we look at our own team, we are growing quite quickly. So sometimes it's hard to keep up with your new enrollments and to get those people on LRP. But our retention rate as a team, and maybe Brittany can kind of speak to that as an entire team, is a lot lower than that. I would hazard a guess that it's probably around 30 to 40%. So I want you guys to really consider how these kinds of tools are going to increase your retention. Retention is important, right? Retention, those LRPs are your residual income. The money that comes in, that volume that comes in every single month is what's going to help you to get paid at a consistent rate over and over again. So that is the most important thing. Oftentimes we teach in our business how to book classes, how to get new enrollments, how to close classes, how to sample and all of that. But we're not necessarily putting a lot of focus on our current customers. Sometimes you are sitting on all the volume that you need in your organization now to be at your next rank, but you haven't connected with those people and educated them and given them the tools that they need to be able to be successful. Some of you may be an anomaly within our team. Some of you probably have very excellent retention rates and are very good at connecting with people. And I would love to have you do a team call and teach some of us how that you do that. But I think in general, we can all use some improvement in this area. Builders can often feel lost along the way. Customers are maybe not even opening their oil bottles. They're collecting dust. They're not getting the use that they need. And sometimes as a result of both of these things, of your builders being unclear and your customers not feeling very supported, it can cause a lot of frustration in your business because you feel like you're growing slowly. And so we are hoping that these tools are going to increase your rate of growth, increase your retention, increase your customer engagement, increase your builder motivation, as well as education, that they will have the tools that they need to move forward. Okay, does this sound exciting to you guys? Does this all sound like good stuff? Okay, so you may have seen Brittany and Lindsay and I see the chat popping up, but I'm totally not looking at it. LRP retention is only about 35%. Yes, thank you, Brittany. I was wondering that. So that's exactly what I thought it would be around our LRP retention rate. But the overall retention rate, that's great. So people are buying again in our organization. If everyone has seen that number, it wrote 79%. People are ordering again. So that's awesome. But yes, on our team. Thanks, Britt. Thanks for posting that. But people who are on LRP, so how did you calculate that retention rate, Britt, the 35%? Is that something that you got from Russ and the team, or did you look this up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I got from Russ. I've looked it up before, so if anybody's interested in finding it, I can probably find it in my notes somewhere how to do it, but yeah. Okay.
Good to know. So Russ gives the diamonds a kind of overview of your business, and he sends it to us in an Excel, basically like a little spreadsheet with some graphs and stuff on it to see how we're doing. So you will be able to calculate your own retention rate. I've honestly tried, and I'm not 100% sure how to do that. So maybe we can figure that out and post a tutorial. But we do know that as far as LRPs is concerned, we have a lot of people on our team who are not on LRP currently. Okay, so you may have seen that Brittany, Lindsay, and I have all changed our pinned post in our group, and they're all the same. We have done this because we want everybody who joins our team to feel like they have the exact same steps ahead of them and that they have the exact same support from all of us. And I love, love, love this collaboration. I love the way that we met with a lot of our silvers, and they were all pretty excited about the possibility of these two things as well. And it seems like everybody's really kind of in the same mindset and wanting to do this really well and really effectively together. So you'll see in the pinned post a couple of links, and we wanted to keep it really simple, really readable. We want people to actually, when they get into a Facebook group, to read it. So we would appreciate feedback. If you think it's too many words or you have no desire to read it, maybe give us some tips of how we can improve it. We're happy to change it. But for now, this is what we've got going. So 3 steps, right? New customers, you give them a welcome email, you invite them to Oil Camp. Where do you find the welcome email? There is a link posted to it right in the pinned post. So if you're in any of our groups, Brittany, Lindsay, or myself, you click the link, it'll take you to a welcome email that you can copy and paste. It has in that welcome email some free ebooks that are linked to it. So you no longer have to just attach the ebook to the email if you don't want to. You can literally just copy and paste this, put in your customer's information, so their wellness advocate number, whatever their password is, it should be password 1, I imagine, and send that off to them. Add a little like personal thing at the beginning and sign it how you would sign your name. So then they'll have the invitation to Oil Camp in there. Every single time you send out the welcome email, just make sure it's the correct Eventbrite link that's in there, okay? Because if a current round of Oil Camp has started, we will now be posting the next available round. So right now, the Eventbrite link is there, but it's for the July Oil Camp, right? Because the June one is already underway. They can no longer join that one. So the minute Oil Camp starts, we'll post the link for the following month so they can join the next time. The longest somebody's going to have to wait to join Oil Camp, it'll be about 3 weeks. It's not a big time. It's not a huge deal when people get their oils. Sneak your membership overview into that time. If you're literally just kind of enrolling them just as Oil Camp is getting started, just meet with them and tell them about their oils. So that's step 2. Step 2 is schedule a membership overview and encourage them to join Oil Camp if they haven't done so already. So this is going to be a part of your ongoing conversation with people. After you enroll them, you send them the welcome email. Make sure that they have seen the invitation to Oil Camp. When you're following up with them within that 14-day window, because you want to kind of have a feel if they want to build or not, right, before you place them, schedule that membership overview within that 14 days if you can, and invite them again to Oil Camp. And then step 3 is very simple. If you are interested in coaching Oil Camp, we'd love to get lots of you trained. It's as simple as participating in a round of Oil Camp. So we're just going to add you into a group and you can see how we do it. And we encourage you to comment, even if you're a coach or if you're a participant. A lot of our builders are already in Oil Camp this round, which is awesome. I'm really happy to see so many builders in there. And you guys are commenting and engaging and excited about the posts, which is really helping the customers because they see your comments and your tips. You guys have amazing tips in my Oil Camp. I'm in it running Oil Camp 6 this round. And there's so many good tips, things that I'm like, oh, I didn't even know I could do that. So I love it. So thanks for sharing and participating. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to participate in Oil Camp. And once you've done 1 round, you should be able to coach it. Coaching is simple. You post a live video at the beginning of the week and you introduce your people to yourself. And then throughout the week, you engage them. So you're going to be commenting, and if needed, if nobody's interacting, you can tag people and kind of get conversation started. So I'm not going to go through the 3 steps for the builders because I'm going to do that in a sec. But we are really, really, really pumped about offering Oil Camp. So if you haven't joined Oil Camp yet and you haven't seen what this is about, Oil Camp is a 2-week Facebook event. They register through Eventbrite. And the reason that we've created a registration process is because when you add somebody to a group, there's no action on their part. So it means that they're not necessarily that excited about it. They haven't taken any effort to put themselves in it. And there's no sense of limited space or anything like that. So when you do the registration link, it means that people who sign up for it are actually interested. So they're actually going to participate. They're going to look at the videos and the content that we're posting. They're going to engage. So it makes a much better camp. And so you'll, like I said, you can find that Eventbrite link in the welcome email. It will always be there in our Facebook groups in our pin post. So it runs for 2 weeks. The first day, it actually starts on a Monday, but the Sunday before, the coaches basically just introduce themselves and say, hey, tell a little bit about their oil story on a live video, no longer than 2 minutes, a really quick little hello and welcome. And then each day has around 4 posts, and there's a video, there's a link to doTERRA's product information page on a specific oil, and there's something of a challenge each day. So my customers who have been in this have been really, really, really excited about the challenges, because there's things that they have never considered using their oils for. I've had a customer who's had some of her oils for 2 years and has never cracked the bottle on a few different oils. And this oil camp has encouraged her to open them and try them. She's had no idea what they were for. So this is getting customers very familiar with using oils in different ways around their home, and those will hopefully translate into an oil user lifestyle, which is really awesome. There are prizes for Oil Camp as well. So oil campers will receive points for the number of comments that they have and challenges that they complete. And we have an Oil Camp assistant in the work. Right now it's Brittany and her sister who are doing it all. But hopefully we'll have an Oil Camp assistant, a virtual assistant, who's going to calculate all the points up, and we will determine who the prize winners are based on their comments. So why and how are we doing Oil Camp? So I went over some of this stuff already. It's very simple to get your people into Oil Camp. All you have to do is send them a link. Just tell them about it. Say, this is this really awesome thing that we're running. We're really enjoying the engagement, the community atmosphere. You'll notice right now we're running 6 camps at once. That's because we want to keep the number of people in an oil camp very small. It's important to have this sort of small community feel, because then they realize how important their comments are. They feel more valued, and they'll see the same people commenting over time, and maybe they'll make friends in Oil Camp, but they're not going to be lost in hundreds of thousands of comments. They're just going to see, 15 comments on each post. And that I would say would be a really great Oil Camp to see that kind of interaction. So send them the link. If they're not picking the link up in the welcome email, just message them privately and invite them. So what are the results we've seen? So we've done 4 camps in May, I believe. Maybe Britt can correct me. And now we're doing 6 all at once right now in June. What's happening with Oil Camp? So this is some of the stuff that we're seeing is happening because of Oil Camp as a direct result of customers being a part of Oil Camp. 1, people are using their oils. We couldn't ask for anything more than that. That's what the whole purpose is to get people to open their bottles and use them. But it's also done a lot of really awesome things. So Britt noticed an increase in LRP. Lots of community engagement. If you've ever heard Ange speak to the fact that the people who are making the biggest shifts in the world are offering people a sense of community and a sense of belonging. So I really do believe that Oil Camp is on to something, that it is offering people something really special, to be a part of something, to be a part of a community of people who are like-minded and on the same kind of searching, interested path. They're all kind of brand new people who are just testing it out, and they can talk together and answer their questions. We're also seeing people booking classes. So I myself had seen quite a few of my people. The minute they were done oil camp, they wanted to know more. It was instant that they were texting me and booking classes. I have people who are only halfway through June's oil camp. 3 customers are in there. All 3 of them have booked classes with me this month without me asking. They basically messaged me and said, I need you to come teach. We're having people share with their friends. So one of the last posts in oil camp is they can write down names of people that they want to share oils with. And so we're seeing that they are excited to offer these incredible tools to people that they are people in their life. And the most exciting thing is we're seeing people want to join our team as business builders. So they get a sense of the community. They get a sense of how powerful these oils are and the way people's lives are being transformed. And it just kind of leads them into the next conversation of how to get started as a business builder without being the least bit pushy. So I love it. And Britt just posted how to look up your retention rate if you guys want to try that. The people in the recording won't be able to see the chat after, so I will just say it now. If you would like to look up your retention rate, go to Wellness Advocate Services, Summary Genealogy, and then adjust your levels to how deep your team is and click Update. And then she put a little % sign. Does that make sense? Someone took a picture and posted it under the link. Yes, hopefully we can post a tutorial so that makes more sense. Thanks, Britt. That's awesome. So oil camp results were massive. This, to me, just in 1 month of trialing it and now kind of our first official round, the results have been really good. So we hope that you guys feel that this is a useful tool for your business and are fully on board with it. We want the whole team to be kind of rallying together to do this. So here's a cool idea that we had. Right after oil camp is done, we are going to invite all of the oil campers to participate in a business builder Facebook party. It's literally a 2-hour event where there's going to be rapid fire posts specifically on building a business. So if you're on my team, you've seen this event in action before, where we invited everybody who was interested in building to attend this Facebook event. And then we basically just do a online business presentation via Facebook posts and a few live videos. And at the end, we did a Q&A session. There's a prize for commenting. There was tons of engagement. Lynn's has since run it 2 more times since I originally did it. And it was incredible to see the interaction. So we're going to post the link to people, or an invite rather than a link, to join us in this Facebook group. It's optional. People don't have to do this part. We don't want our customers to feel like that's our end game. Our goal is not to convert everyone to business builders, but to offer it as an amazing opportunity should they be interested in something like that. So through these events, we've actually seen lots of new builders join our team. It was maybe the thing that got them curious. So they would see posts like this. These are some of mine that I had from the last event. Lynn's has created a few more incredible images and posts since then, and we have access to all of them. And so we will be using some of these things to really highlight the beautiful business that doTERRA is, the way that it creates healing in every home. The percentages you see there, 73 and 13, is the people in the world who don't know about natural health, but people who want and are seeking, and the people who don't have doTERRA in their lives. Only 13% of the population, and this is for the US, is even familiar with the name of doTERRA. So we have a long way to go. So posts like this will get them really interested and excited. So this event, you're going to only invite people who you think are already interested. That pre-qualification, in my opinion, is really important, because you don't want to just invite like your entire network of people and have them all mad at you that you're trying to recruit them to your business, because that's not doTERRA. doTERRA is actually not really famous for recruiting. Typically, people come into doTERRA for the products and then become curious about the business opportunity. But we think that this Facebook event is such a no pressure, easy way to get the facts out there that people will really enjoy the information, and that we can just pass that on in a fun, enjoyable kind of a way. All right, chats. Looks like you guys are talking about the retention rate. Okay, carry on. Has anyone actually found a business builder through this event, through this Facebook event? Would you like to share? Lindsay Ham says, I found 11. You're welcome, Linz. I'm just kidding. The whole idea actually came from Amber Prince. She's on my team. And she said, we should do a business builder Facebook class. I was like, yes, we should. Anyone else has found business builders through it? Kelly has. Yeah, so we have seen that this works, and that's why we've decided to include that as an option. Kelly's found 5 or 6. Amazing. Isn't that amazing? Like, I remember when I first started and had one builder on my team, and suddenly there's these things that happen in our lives and we find and onboard a whole bunch at once. So exciting. All right. So from that pin post, I'll just show it to you again. You will notice that there is also an onboarding process for something called Launch Camp. So after they've done Oil Camp, they've attended the Facebook Business Builder event, or maybe they haven't, and they have decided for sure they want to build this business with you. What are your first steps? Super simple. Step 1, you're going to put them into a Facebook community. We have found that being a part of a business builder group on Facebook is essential. I've had people who are building the business who did not want to be on Facebook, but it's a lot harder for them to get the communication from their team if they're not on Facebook and have access to all the resources. So highly, highly encourage them to open up an account and get on Facebook and connect them there. I think there's people who are mentoring people who aren't on Facebook and have found it extra difficult. It's possible, but it's definitely harder. Step 2, invite them to join Launch Camp. So this will not have an Eventbrite link like Oil Camp. Instead, it's going to be a Facebook group. There will be a new group every single month. And this is a 30-day camp, and it's going to run at the very beginning of the month to the end of the month. So within 1 month time, they're going to complete the entire Launch Camp. The purpose of Launch Camp is to get them off to a really good start with all the tools that they need to proceed. So it's going to teach them how to teach, how to sample, how to enroll, how to invite, how to follow up, how to then get people doing all of these steps in their own business, onboarding their customers and onboarding their builders. Part of launching somebody is to teach classes for them. So we have all agreed that teaching 4 classes in your first month is pretty much a must. I do this with every new builder. If possible, I try to get them to teach 4 classes in their first month. It's so helpful for them to launch with a lot of classes, because when they're inviting people in their network, a lot of times the first resistance to them and the first excuse for not attending a class is the date doesn't work. When you have 4 dates on your calendar and somebody says, oh, sorry, I'm busy Tuesday, say, no problem, I have a class on Thursday. So you're going to eliminate that as one of the excuses for not attending. So teaching 4 classes is great. It's also really helpful for the person who is the mentor to be able to teach their first class for them fully, come to their second class and maybe co-teach, come to the third class and maybe do the close or something. And then by the 4th class, they should be off and running. They should be able to teach classes on their own without your help. Some people are more go-getters and will start teaching classes after your first class. But you kind of feel that out with your people. how they are. So that's why we've included that in there. Step 3 is to teach 4 classes with them in their first month. That is flexible, of course. Do what works for you and your person. If they're far away, you're going to have to figure out another way to do that. Skype classes or Zoom classes or webinars or something. Or just fly out to them. All right. So who is Launch Camp for? People who are in it. They're ready to launch their business. They're ready to go. So those are the steps, right? I just went through that pin post. We know how to get them going. We know how to get this rolling now. When you have invited them to Launch Camp, you will be able to join the group with them, but you won't be able to coach until you are a Silver Plus leader. So we really want to make sure that all of the campers, even though they are enrolled by you and are probably your builder, that they're being coached through Launch Camp through our high-level leaders. And we think this is a huge blessing for all of us. For one, as a silver and above leader, you get to share the workload with your colleagues, right? We are all on this team together, and we get to kind of take off some of the burden of always running these programs ourselves and to share it across the team. I love collaboration. I'm all about this. And for you guys, if you're sort of a brand new builder, you get to kind of tap into the experience of somebody who is a little bit of a higher rank and has taught a lot of classes and enrolled a lot of people and done a lot of sampling, and somebody who knows what they're doing. So you're going to kind of borrow their expertise for a little while to help your people get launched. Yeah, so if you want to be a coach, just speak to Brittany or Lindsay or I, and we will help get you trained for how to do this. It's a very simple process. It's going to be automatically posted with a program called Synduit. Synduit has partnered with Share Success. And we are really excited about that because Share Success seems to be the most simple, straightforward system that is the most duplicatable. So, and the cool thing about Share Success is you can also run some other tools from them simultaneously with Launch Camp or after Launch Camp to help your people, and it'll feel really seamless. It'll feel like the materials that they're using are the same as what they've experienced already. So for me, I just started some live launch kind of trainings in my home, and I'm using the launch guide from Share Success to do my training. So it's all going to be the same, where they're going to see the same booklet, the same workbook as they go. So I would encourage you, every time you onboard somebody new, to get a launch guide in their hands, either physically or have them download it so that they have it. And it'll really help them through as they're going through the launch camp. You can find all of those guides on sharesuccess.com. Oh, Brittany just said she thinks doTERRA is going to be partnering with Share Success. That's exciting. Ooh. Oh, yes, my link is missing an S. Don't worry, I'm sure you guys can spell success. Sharesuccess.com. So yeah, it's so duplicatable. After launch, there are more guides. So launch is basically to get people started and also to help them to hit elite for the first time. So they're going to continue to use the launch guide until they hit elite. And then there's a premier guide, a silver guide, a gold guide, and all the ranks so that they can continue to use those resources as they rank up. So after launch camp is completed, it's kind of up to you how you want to mentor your people and keep them going. But we really do believe that being a part of the Facebook communities and having access to programs that pop up, and there will be other things that are going to be happening as well for other ranks down the road. But right now we're just focusing on getting these things working really effectively. So that's kind of the process. Does anyone have any questions about Oil Camp and Launch Camp?
Yes, hi, I do.
Hi, Chris.
Hi. Okay, so this is awesome. I'm super excited about all of this. Thank you guys for doing this. Two questions. So I noticed that the Share Success website has a launch section that has videos, and I've kind of gone back and forth to see if is comparable to the Launch Your Business, and it is, and it's slightly different too. So do you recommend just like in between, let's say somebody joins the business sort of later on or at some point before or during the camp is already going, to have them go to the website in the meantime, or to wait for the next camp? Because some people are like raring to go and other people like can wait.
I would say anyone who's eager, that you could do that, who's really, really excited, to give them something to start their reading and research, and also point them just to doterra.com in the meantime, so they can just start reading all that they can. But I would say like the best is to wait until the next camp and to kind of do it as a whole month. A lot of the videos that are in the launch section are actually going to be posted in our Launch Your Business. So quite a few of them are the same. When Lynn's did her trial of the Share Success content, that's what she was using, those videos, and posting them into the Facebook group. So it will be a little bit similar. Have you looked at the Synduit stuff?
Actually, that was my next question. So I've used Synduit for the past almost year, and I love it. And so when this came, I automatically upgraded to get all this content. So my other question is, because it's an extra $7 a month, but if I'm going to be joining with you guys and linking with you guys, do I cancel that because I don't really need it anymore, right? Like if this is all the same.
Yeah, you don't need it. We're going to, at least for right now, it works for all of us to kind of join together and put everybody into a big group. And so I don't know if it's an option for down the road that people will kind of break off and start doing their own groups, their own launch camps. But for right now, we think it makes the most sense to kind of share the workload and do it together. Yeah. So right now it's all coming from Brittany's Synduit account. I don't know how Britt feels about that. She's doing all the work of all the posting, but hopefully it's super simple.
Yeah, so I started to, well, thank you for that. And so I started to look through it, and I was actually taking some time last week to just sort of go back and forth to look at the launch stuff and then look at the website and kind of compare. So I won't bother doing that anymore. But thank you, Brittany, for that. But yeah, no, I think it's great. And I love the idea of the collaboration. I love the idea of coming together, sharing the workload. And I think it's also a great thing to hear it from other people too, right? To just, because some people learn better and they might hear one thing from me or might hear one thing from you that resonates with them differently and lands with them differently. So I think that together it's a great thing just to sort of put everybody's heads together and all of that. So
I totally
agree.
Love it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone else have a question? Okay, so in the chat, they're kind of talking about the Share Success app. They do have an app, and we're not recommending that the whole team needs to use the app. But what we've kind of said is if you choose to use the app with your contacts, basically the app will send your new builder a text for a daily reminder of what they need to be doing for their launch month. Some people will love having a daily text that they need to do, and some people will literally hate it and want you to stop texting them and feel like you're bugging them. So that's kind of up to you if you want to get involved with the app. There is a fee to purchasing it and to using it. I have started using it with some of my people just as like an extra daily reminder for people who I feel like are pretty eager and pretty excited to try something new. So that is an option, the Share Success Pro app. But that's not something we feel you guys have to do at this point. We think Launch Camp's a really great place to start. In the chat, okay. I don't know what's going on there. You guys are gonna have to read it yourselves. All right, anyone else have a question? Can you unmute yourself?
I have a question.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi. So you might have said it and I might have missed it, but should we be putting our new builders through the first, like the launch camp for the whole month first, and then the next month have them teach the 4 classes? Or do they teach the 4 classes in the same month that they're doing the launch camp?
Yeah, in the same month. It would all go together. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, kind of think of it as like that month is their go month. Like you are really launching a business forward. The intention of teaching 4 classes too is not just to be able to invite people more easily, but to get more classes on the books, right? So hopefully by the end of the month, they'll have lots of classes lined up and their business will feel like it's kind of rolling forward.
And actually, I'll jump in here really quick. Hey, guys. Hi. I need to steal some of your slides, by the way, for my super short tutorial video because they're perfect, and I have some, but these are great to mesh with what I've got. So you guys, I'm going to do a little tutorial that basically sums up this call that Yolanda's done for us, and just have it super short, as short as I can make it, just sort of an intro video, like here's how our onboarding processes are going to work. And so I'm going to put that in the pinned post for our people going forward. But I just want to jump in and say too, Linz, to your question that, it really depends on the builder. So as much as that's our goal, and I do believe, I have seen people have amazing starts to their business when they do just kind of jump in and learn and take in the information, and we teach for them, and it, they kind of jump right into the deep end. But some people are really not, that's really not their personality, and they need a lot more time to absorb the information, and they might get overwhelmed if we're okay, book 4 classes, So as much as we're saying this, I know that Yolanda's the same way. We read our builders, we communicate with our builders, and, see what they're comfortable with. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you, Lynn.
No problem.
One more quick question about the launch. So, because when I was going through it, it was through emails. So is this, I'm assuming these are going to be done through Facebook and not email, these posts, correct?
Yes, it's only a Facebook at this point. The Synduit does have an email option, and I think we've kind of said it's a good backup for somebody who really, really, really refuses to do Facebook. But emails lose that community, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to be in a group with other people. Your half of the learning, I feel like, will come from the comments and from what other people are learning and growing in and excited about and struggling with and all of that. So there is an email opt-in with the Synduit, so we can send it to them. So all you would have to do is ask Brittany to add their name to the email, and it would be that simple. Or maybe Brittany can send them the link for them to subscribe.
Hold on. Wrong information. There's actually, there is no email yet.
Oh, it's not out yet.
No, not yet.
I thought.
Okay, so right now this is only a Facebook option.
There's a Facebook option, a live event option, and a webinar option, basically.
But also, the Share Success website is also, we talked about, super awesome, right? You can literally just send your people there if they're not on Facebook, and they can choose the rank they're going for and train by rank, do the launch videos, just maybe with a little bit more guidance, right? And accountability.
Okay.
So let me add one more thing. So at this point, since there is no email, if that's the only option, if somebody's not on Facebook, my suggestion is have them connect them with the launch app or the actual website or something, and you be in the launch group, and then you communicate with them to see, if to hold them accountable and walk them through it that way. I mean, the reason that this is amazing is that it doesn't matter which form of communication and which resonates with somebody more, because there's a part that every single person, no matter what you like as far as communication goes, there's something for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we still have like 13 more minutes if anyone wants to ask more questions. It's helpful. I'm sure other people are thinking the same thing. Maybe I skipped over something or something super unclear.
I have a question. So I'm just wondering if somebody were to come up like now and, like is just getting started, if you have somebody who's literally just getting started with oils, would it be best to put them through the oil camp first, even though if they express interest as far as building? I'm assuming it is. I guess I just wanted to make sure.
I think I would probably do oil camp first because
Okay.
I feel like their product knowledge is pretty important to building the
Right.
business. I don't think it's necessary. I think somebody who comes to doTERRA for the business, they could either do both simultaneously or they could do biz camp. But I would say most of the time, maybe Britt and Linz can agree or not, that you would probably want to start them with oil camp.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Linz agrees, Britt agrees, oil camp first. Here we go. More questions? My little chat box just went away. I don't know how to find it. Oop, oh, there it is. Good. Yeah, so we're really excited about this. Oh, Isabella, you have a question in the chat. Would you have someone do the launch program as they are waiting to convert from wholesale customer to wellness advocate? Good question. Or wait till they're actually a wellness advocate? I don't think it really matters in their timing. If you want to move them, just have them prepared to know that if they upgrade their account on their own, that you will not be able to move them, before the 90 days. But yeah, if they are teaching classes that first month, they have to be a wellness advocate or they won't be able to enroll anybody. So yeah, if they're eager and wanting to start and you need them to be moved, I would try to get them to just do oil camp and kind of delay the biz camp if you can. But if they're ready to go, you may just have to leave them where they are and run with it and let them do launch camp and build where they're planted. But yeah, I mean, upgrading is instant, right? Nobody's sitting around waiting for an upgrade. You just, you log in and they upgrade their account and they're a wellness advocate. So the only reason you would want to hold back is if they're wanting to be moved. Does that make sense to everyone on the call? Wholesale customers, if they've been enrolled for 90 days and they upgrade to a wellness advocate, you can move them somewhere else in your organization. You get a second 14-day move to place them somewhere. Any other questions, you guys? Anyone excited about something new? Okay, let me ask it this way. How many of you are in oil camp right now and are enjoying it? Does someone want to share an experience of oil camp and how you're finding it?
I've been through a couple now, and I think that this round has by far been the best. There's the most engagement, the most interaction. I've done a few before and it's literally been crickets. So this one has been amazing. There's just, and everybody who's in it, who's commenting, and it's usually the same couple of people, But they're commenting every day, and they keep saying every day how much value they're getting and how much they're loving it and how they didn't know that you can do X, Y, and Z. So just from a value perspective, and definitely one of the people that who's in it for my team, she said to me when I checked in with her, I think a month or two ago, she's like, yeah, I'm going to cancel my LRP because I'm not using these oils and da da da. And thank goodness she hasn't done that yet. She probably just forgot. But but I believe that she'll stay on it now because she's posting and she's getting a lot of value. So I think it's amazing. And this round has been awesome. So thanks again.
So awesome. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it too. I've seen a lot of cool stuff happen from Oil Camp already.
Yeah, I think that I had a newer builder that found a builder just by adding her to Oil Camp.
Wow.
And I could see the excitement. I actually said to her, I hope you left this girl on your front line because I think she's going to build. And she had the conversation with her today, and she said, yeah, she's going to do the biz. And I think maybe not intentionally to like find builders, but seeing the level of enthusiasm and excitement of people, sometimes you can gauge that and you just know, oh, this person should be doing the business. So I thought that was really a nice from doing it. And I agree. I think these are awesome programs, and I'm excited to just to have them and to have all the teams kind of be taking a part in uniform sort of onboarding processes and stuff. I think it's great, and it's awesome to be able to share those resources.
Yeah, agreed. And I don't know if that was clear, but pretty much anyone can coach Oil Camp. I don't know if we had set a rank on it, but as long as you've been through Oil Camp and know how to use your oils, you can hop in there and be one of the coaches. So we just have like a short video training that you would need to watch, like a little tutorial, and then have to participate in one Oil Camp to be able to coach it. So we're looking forward to having tons of people on our team coaching with us.
Awesome.
Have the fun. Okay, so somebody asked, when is the next Oil Camp? I believe the date is July 10th, but it's going to be the second Monday of every month. So it kind of runs in the middle of the month. The first week of the month, we want you to spend your time, following up with the people from the previous month and booking your classes for the rest of the month, kind of prepping. And then in the middle, you can have some time to focus on Oil Camp and getting your customers excited. And then it's not going to go right to the very end of the month, because if they love their oils and they want to get an LRP that month, it's possible that some of them will be setting it up and they'll have some time to do that at the end of the month. It'll also give us a week sort of after Oil Camp is done to run the Facebook Biz Builder party. And then if they are interested in building, potentially some people could jump right into Launch Camp the following month. So it should flow really well together. That Oil Camp will always be the middle 2 weeks of the month, and that Launch Camp will be the whole month. All right, Brittany says she's getting all the Eventbrite links up for the next 6 months. So that's awesome. So you can just, you'll be able to find the proper link in the welcome email every time you're looking for it. So people can register for the following month. I mean, they could register for any month if you can get the links from Britt. But the following month will always be in the welcome email. So that link will always be updated. So like I said, right now it's the July link because we're in June and running the June camp.
One more quick question. I know that launch, you said, was 30 days. Is there going to be posts every day for 30 days? Or because I'm assuming there's action in between, right? Like there's things they have to do. So do you have an idea of what that's going to look like? I
have no idea. Brittany, have you actually looked at the posts and see how often they roll out? We haven't seen it happen yet. So.
So it's like a Monday to Friday type thing. So yeah, so Monday to Friday for the next, for 30 days. Well, for a month. So not quite 30 days, obviously, because the weekends, there's not really any posts, I don't think. And as far as how many posts per day, I haven't gotten into detail to see how consistent they are each day yet. Yeah, I've kind of been overloaded. So, but I know there's at least, 1 to 2 posts kind of every day.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I feel like Monday to Fridays is a little bit more doable for people too. They can have a little rest on the weekend, and yeah, it's awesome. Somebody asked if you've participated in oil camp, will the next oil camp be the same oils or different ones? So the oil camp is always the same. We may add more videos or replace some, I'm not sure, but it's the same oils because it's going to be like the basic kit. There is, I know Brittany had said that there is an option for a different type of oil camp, but at this point we're just offering the 101 oil camp. We'll see what happens down the road if we can offer some other ones. Britt, didn't you say that people weren't interested in the next kind of round? Or did you even offer another one?
I haven't offered. I have not been able to put anything else together. So there's lots of other ideas. So at the end of oil camp, there's actually like a survey. One of the challenges is for people to actually complete the survey. And it's just to get an overview of what they thought about oil camp and get their opinion and feedback and figure out what topics they're interested in learning about. And that's where they can put their name down if they're interested in learning more about the business and all that. Anyways, so there's lots of different oil camps that we can create. Like an emotions one. There's one that like basically this Whole Fit 30 cleanse that we're hopefully all doing this month right now. There's like an oil camp based kind of like on a cleanse. There's lots of different topics. Yeah, it's just a matter of creating them and then rolling them out. So, I mean, obviously kind of by fall, I would love to have another like an oil camp 2 created or on its way so that we can take people into something else, like an emotions or whatever. Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see everybody's feedback, and I guess we could poll and take the top topics that people are interested in and create oil camp from there. But it's basically endless, like totally endless from here. But if we get to creating lots of other types of oil camps, that's where it can be tricky, and we really have to have like a calendar system, like every January and March or January and July, like emotions runs or, things like that. But I mean, that's where it can go. But right now, oil camp is whatever you're seeing. This is what oil camp is at the moment.
Awesome. Thanks, Britt. So we do have more potential here. That's so awesome. Yeah, I am really, really excited about all of this. I hope you guys feel the same way. Please let us know if you have feedback or tips or even just, on the logistics of how it's rolling out. If you have comments on it, just let us know. We're doing this as a team. So we want you to feel like your feedback is valuable and you have a really big say in all of this stuff too. All right. 9:30, look at that, right on the dot. Well done. All right, everyone, have a good night. Thanks for hopping on. We'll see you next time. Bye.